My father. My father.
My father.
My father.
My father. No.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us. Deliver me. Deliver me.
Deliver me.
Deliver me.
Deliver me. Deliver me.
From evil.
For thine art the kingdom, the power, the glory, and the honor, forever and ever. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate.
Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate.
Our deepest fear is that we are powerful.
Our deepest fear is that we are powerful.
Beyond measure.
Beyond measure.
It is our light.
It is our light.
Not our darkness.
Not our darkness.
That most frightens.
That most frightens us.
But we ask ourselves
Who am I?
to be brilliant.
To be brilliant,
Gorgeous.
gorgeous,
Talented.
talented,
Fabulous.
fabulous.
Actually, who are you not to be?
Who are you not to be?
You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so other people won't feel insecure around you. You see, we were all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And it's not just in some of us, but it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give people permission to do the same. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate.
Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate.
Our deepest fear is that we are powerful.
Our deepest fear is that we are powerful.
Beyond measure.
Beyond measure.
It is our light.
It is our light.
Not our darkness.
Not our darkness.
That most frightens
That
us.
most frightens us.
But we ask ourselves
Who am I?
to be brilliant.
To be brilliant,
Gorgeous.
gorgeous,
Talented.
talented,
Fabulous.
fabulous.
Actually,
Who
who are you not to be?
are you not to be? Famous quotes by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Live the dream.
Because I am a king. I am a king.
I am a king.
I am a king.
I am a king. I am a king.
At the center of nonviolence stands the principle of love. King. Love is the only force capable of transforming enemies into friends. King.
Freedom. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. King.
A man can't rise back unless it is bent. King.
Let no man, I mean no man, who you know enough to hate them. King.
Let us rise up tonight with a greater reverence. Let us stand with a greater determination. And let us move move on in these powerful days. These days of challenge to make America what it ought to be. We have the opportunity to make America a better nation. And I want to thank God once more for allowing me to be here with you. You know, several years ago I was in New York City, autographing the first book that I had written. And while sitting there autographing books, a demented black woman came up. The only question I heard from her was, "Are you Martin Luther King?" And I was looking down writing and I said, "Yeah." The next minute, I felt something beating on my chest. Before I knew it, I had been stabbed by this demented woman. I was rushed to Harlem's hospital. It was a dark Saturday afternoon. That blade had gone through and X-rays revealed that the tip of the blade was on the edge of my aorta, the main artery. And once that's punctured, you drown in your own blood and that's the end of it. It came out in the New York Times the next morning that if I had merely sneezed, I would have died. Well, about 4 days later, after my operation, after my chest had been opened and the blade had been taken out, move around in the wheelchair in the hospital. They allowed me to read some of the mail that came in, and from all over the states and the world, kind letters came in. I read a few, but one of them I'll never forget. I have received one from the president and the vice president, but I have forgotten what those telegrams said. I have received a visit and a letter from the governor of New York, but I have forgotten what that letter said. But there was another letter that came from a little girl, a young girl, who was a student at the White Plains High School. And I looked at that letter and I'll never forget it. It said simply, "Dear Dr. King, I am a 9th grade student at the White Plains High School." She said, "Wiley, should not matter, but I would like to mention that I'm a white girl. I've read in the paper of your misfortune and of your suffering. And I read that if you had sneezed, you would have died. Well, I'm simply writing you to say that I'm so happy that you didn't sneeze." And I want to say tonight, I too want to say tonight that I'm happy that I didn't sneeze, because if I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been around here in 1960 when students all over the South started sitting there in the lunch counters. And I knew that as they were sitting there, they were really standing up for the best in the American dream, taking the whole nation back to those great wells of democracy, which were dug deep by the founding fathers in the Declaration of Independence and in the Constitution. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been around here in 1961 when we decided to take a ride for freedom and ended segregation and interstate travel. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been around here 1962. Negroes in Albany, Georgia decided to straighten their backs up. And whenever men and women straighten their backs up, they are going somewhere, because a man can't ride your back unless it is bent. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been here in 1963. Black people of Birmingham, Alabama aroused the conscience of this nation and brought into being the civil rights bill. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have had a chance later that year in August to try to tell America about a dream that I had. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been in Selma, Alabama to see the great movements there. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been in Memphis to see a community rally from those brothers and sisters who are suffering. I'm so happy that I didn't sneeze. That they were telling me, it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter what happens now. As I left Atlanta this morning and as we got started on the plane, there were 6 of us. The pilot said over the public address system that we are sorry for the delay, but But we have Dr. Martin Luther King on the plane. And to be sure that all bags were checked, and to be sure that nothing will be wrong with the plane, we had to check everything carefully. And the plane had been protected and guarded all night. Then I got into Memphis. Some began to say the threats, or talk about the threats that were out. What would happen to me from some of our sick white brothers? Well, I don't know what'll happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. And I don't mind, like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So tonight I'm happy. I'm not worried. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
wish I'd never been born.
I have not many choices. When did I set the rules? Because they're building new jailhouses faster than they're building new schools. I have no choices. And unlike some of my brothers, I'm one among many voices. But even with a president who looks just like me, he can create the door. But only I can master the key. In a system of much bureaucracy, they're still building a new jailhouse just for me. Steel bars, clank, clank, to contain the rage. But it costs more to put me in a jail cage than to ensure that I walk across that education stage. You see, this is bigger than me getting suspended for 3 days. And see, this is bigger than me fighting because of what someone else has to say. This robe is much bigger than what any teacher thinks I can be. Bigger than anyone pulling my ankle trigger. See, I wear this big to fit the hoses filled with water. I wear it for that Birmingham or for that church fireman stuff. I wear it for those girls. Just like those daughters. I've got to wear this robe because it's much bigger than me. I wear it for the boys and for WEB. I wear it for Garvey. I wear it for Sean Jordan. For Emmett Till and for King. I wear it because I've decided to lift my voice and sing. I wear it for making Elvis. Oh, I'm going to make it better. I wear it because I've decided to grow. I wear it for the Hunt Destiny lost to Jim Crow. I have not many choices. And as you can see, I'm one amongst many voices. For the history of the man whose sorrows was like the biblical Job, I have no choice but to wear this robe. You see, I have to move past the frustration of people telling me I have no vocation. I am preaching to the congregation. You won't find me on probation. I'm about my education. I have not many choices, but one is graduation.